This is going to be my first video on this channel. This channel is going to be specifically dedicated to Funko Pop hunting, and like Funko Pops in general, reviews, hauls, but you know, there might be some other collectibles thrown in there. I'm super into like mystery bags and like I've been getting into the rock candies, still like mostly Funko related, but let's just start with New York Comic Con and my haul from that. I know I'm a little late to the game, but I just got all of them in last week and I was working all weekend, so I couldn't film this video until now. I just figured this was a good way for me to jump into just like a little hobby of me uploading stuff about Pops. Alright, so these aren't in any specific order. I only got 5 Pops from New York Comic Con. All my pop hunting was online. Some of them I am a little bit more excited about, but they're pretty much just taking whichever one is stacked on top first and talking about that. Alright, so let's start with Korg with Meek, which there's a glare, but you know. I really love this pop. I don't have the original Korg from Thor Ragnarok, but this one, you know, it's so having it as a convention exclusive, I guess, makes sense, considering, you know, Korg was sort of a fan favorite and like Meek as well. Something that I would have really liked to see would have been like a movie moment of, you know, Thor and the Hulk fighting, if this was going to be a convention exclusive, but they did have the Hulk as in a movie moment fighting Hulkbuster, so I guess that's why they wouldn't do something like that. But I really like this one. Oh, and I also will show like close-ups and maybe out of the box. I'm an in-box collector, as you can see right there. So maybe I'll show out of the box ones. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I really, really like this pop. I think it's like a cool build, and I don't know, I just really love it. So the next one I'm going to go to is Chrome Shuri, which the Chrome Pops, which I might take this one out of the box just to show you, most of them have a seam. You can't see it in this box, but most of them have a seam on them, I guess like to make it easier to like chrome them. They are a little lighter than the regular Pops. Regular figure, like the regular 4-inch, like with the color, tend to be a little bit heavier. I think probably just the material that they use to create the chrome. I do plan to do a video, if I even upload this, that is just chrome Marvel Pops, you know, as they get released. I have a couple, I don't have all of them that have been released so far, but that is the plan. The next one, which is one that it's one of the two that I was like, I need to have this pop, I need to have it. Okoye in her red dress with the removable wig. Now I'm definitely going to take this one out of the box and show you the wig coming off. It was a little hard to take it off. Like it definitely could have been harder. But it is a soft like plastic that is the wig. And you know, it's just hard because she's a bobblehead, so like you don't want to like accidentally pop off, you know, see, she's a bobblehead, so you don't want to actually accidentally pop off the whole head by trying to take off the wig. But I really do love this one. I think the build's great. Mine came with the box was a little damaged. Amazon sort of just threw it in a regular box. There was no like paper or anything. It was literally just a pop of my receipt. So, but it's Amazon, like what can you expect? It was just like a little bent out of shape, and like the corners are sticking up a little bit, but you know, this isn't one that I'm I don't plan to resell any of mine, but this isn't one that I would ever resell because it's just like so cool. I love the the removable aspect. I think that's so fun. So I pre-ordered that one on Amazon, which Amazon releases their Pops like a week or two before the con, and you can pre-order them, and like that's the best way to get it. Like for San Diego Comic-Con this year, I missed out on Thor with Odin Force because I missed the pre-order link, which I was kind of bummed about. You know, that's one though that I could probably find on eBay for like $30. Not that I would want to pay $30 for it, but you do what you gotta when it comes to collecting. Something I will say though is Shuri and Korg were both GameStop exclusives, and that was the worst buying experience I've ever had in my life. So for San Diego Comic-Con, I was able to get the exclusives on ThinkGeek, but they didn't do ThinkGeek and GameStop. They did EB Games and GameStop. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just, go with regular GameStop. But I had the worst buying experience for these two. Like, all I wanted were these two pops. Like, that's all I wanted. And I went on their website, and it was a little slow, which I anticipated, and I made sure like all my information was correct, like before, because I've ordered from GameStop before, and I ran into a problem, which I know I wasn't the only one that ran into this problem, because some of the Funko Twitters that I follow were like talking about it, but I wasn't able to buy the pops until like a day later, because it wouldn't let me check out. It kept saying that there was like a unknown ordering error, and it didn't take any money out of my account. It didn't do any of that, but it just wasn't happening for me. And I was looking into it, and apparently this is something that GameStop, no matter if you're buying a pop or if it's a convention release, it could just be like you're buying a game like that's not on pre-order, it's not just been released. Like, I could go on there and buy a DS game from like 2 years ago and still have the issue of an ordering error until I add something else to my cart of equal or little lesser value, and then it'll work, which seems a little shady to me, I'm not gonna lie. So I had to add the pumpkin wrapper pop to my cart, and I guess it like gave it like, oh, this is a new order, you're not trying to like make the same order, and it let me order them. But with like shipping and tax and everything, it went from being like $45 or it was $38, it went to being like $51, and I was super annoyed about that, because like, I do enjoy collecting, but like, it can get expensive, and I didn't want it to be that expensive. So the next pop that I have is the Butabi Brothers from SNL. This glare is like, this is my first video. I'm going to figure out a different setup where there's not so much glare, but I need natural lighting because I don't have regular lighting. But the Butabi Brothers from SNL. So I really like these ones. The builds are very similar, which I sort of anticipated, considering, they're supposed to be like reflections of each other. That's how it's always been. I'm super huge into SNL. It's one of my favorite things in the world. So I was really excited to see that these were a convention exclusive. They're actually the first SNL pops that I've ever bought, because I was a little disappointed in Funko that the first round of pops was all guys. Like, Cowbell's great, Stefan's great, like Dick in a Box, sure, and David S. Pumpkins. Like, I get those are very like topical, people still talk about them all the time, but I was very like, there's so many good female SNL. Do an Amy and a Tina weekend update, like dual pack, or like Amy and Seth, or Tina and Jimmy, like something more along, like Kristen Wiig has so many. Do a Target exclusive SNL pop that is the Target lady. Like, I'm just saying. I think that's such a good idea. Roxbury is one of my favorite SNL sketches. So having these is like super cool. Barnes & Noble, it was the easiest time I had buying. Their website has always sort of ran slow for me, and it didn't run any slower than usual. Yeah, so this was, I think with shipping it was like 32 or something, but I had the easiest time with their website. So the last pop that I have for New York Comic Con haul is my favorite pop that I got, all-time favorite pop. It's probably one of my favorite pops that I currently have, but it's probably just because it's new to me, which is the Pizza Planet truck. So if you can see, Buzz Lightyear is in there, and when I first heard of this truck, I was like, well, how are they going to do Buzz Lightyear? They can't do like a full big Buzz Lightyear, and sort of anticipated they're going to do a pocket pop, but if you can see, he's actually smaller than a pocket pop and more like true to size for how big the Pizza Planet truck is, and I kind of love that. And I love like the dirt on the truck, and the rocket is super cool on it. I think it's honestly one of the best pop rides they've ever made. I'm super nostalgic for Toy Story. I love it. And when I saw this, I was like, oh no, I need this pop. I need this pop immediately. So this was a Box Lunch exclusive. And Box Lunch, Like, I did have problems, but it's probably because I was impatient and I really wanted this pop. The website was really, really, really slow, which I anticipated. Like, this is like a huge time for pop collecting, is these con times. So I went on their website and I added it to my cart, but it wouldn't add to my cart. Like, it just kept saying, it just kept like rotating and refreshing the page. So I added it again. And then I finally was like, well, maybe it did add to my cart. And I went, and it was like, added to cart. It said I only had quantity of 1. I was like, cool. So I went to the checkout, and when I went to checkout, it said I had a quantity of 4, and my it was like $120 or $160, something like that. So I was like, okay, oh shit. So I had to remove 3 of them, and then I accidentally removed all of them, and then I had to add it back to my cart, and it was just like this whole roundabout way, and like it wouldn't let me check out with my regular card. I had to go through PayPal. It was like a whole bunch of issues, but I got it. It's here, and I'm very excited about it. It is one of my favorite pops that I currently own. I don't actually have any other Toy Story pops because, if I'm being completely honest, they kind of creeped me out a little bit when I first saw them. There are some pops that like do that for me. It's just like weird. But I really love this one. It actually kind of makes me want to get other Toy Story pops, but I know that they can run for a lot of money. So hopefully they release like a new range of them soon. That'd be awesome. Alright, so I don't have a sign off for this. I don't know that I ever will, but I will be linking in the description some Funko pages that I follow on Twitter and on Facebook that I think are really great if you are getting into pop collecting. I'm also going to link, there's a YouTuber, Top Pops. I'm going to link his thing. He did a video where it was like keywords that you need to know, and like how to get into pop collecting, and like it's pretty much everything that I did to get into pop collecting all those years ago. So I am just gonna link that because I can make a video of myself, but I feel like I'd be copying him, and that's not right. And his video like is already done, and it's super informative, and I think it's probably just a good place to start. So as of right now, I'm just saying goodbye to myself and my one friend that subscribed to this, but you know, bye.